This college basketball picks and American East, Big Sky and Southland Conference Tournament edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future and throwing a March Madness party. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. for all the details.
Hello, this is Will Wade. I'll make you a strong ass offer to watch the college basketball experience.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Excellent day of college basketball.
Oh,
it's a like I was I don't want to say I was like wading out into the ocean up until this point, but it does feel a little bit like I finally got the nipples wet into the cold water.
I gotta just dive right in.
Well, I told you this morning, it was like I'm betting on a lot of games today.
Yeah, Kramer was just chasing action, game after game after game. But if you got God's eye, you got a great, you got college basketball all day. Of course, we're gonna be getting down. Joining us on the line, the host of the College Experience, Colby Dant, aka Pig Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
Glorious night, and it's still not over. Watching the games right now. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is why you live to fight another day, guys.
Yes, live to fight another day. Colby and I got that. I mean, hopefully, if you took Iowa, you got the 7.5, and hopefully, if you took Michigan State, you got the 6.5. I don't know if you saw that last shot, Colby, but it was a 7-point win for Michigan State on the road. We picked it at 7.5. That's what the line was when we did the show. Colby and I won on our sheet, but then I think it closed 6.5. So depending on when you bet it, and if you watched it, kid hits a 3 off the glass. They score it. The ref puts his hands up. They count it. So if you had 6.5, you would have covered with Iowa. And then they quickly review it, and 10 seconds later, while the coaches are shaking hands, they immediately take it off. So I can only imagine what that ride was for.
Can
some
we clean
people.
up the process?
Sure.
No, of the review. Like we need to have, there needs to be clear explanation that it's being reviewed, and then when it happens, say something about it.
They were just shaking hands, doing the handshake line, and then all of a sudden it goes from. Well, it was 71, 80, 71, 64,
or 4-point.
Yeah, it was just 71, 67. Then all of a sudden it just refreshed 71, 64.
Integrity.
Nothing to see here.
Integrity of the game.
Well, and
they've been doing that a lot this year, man. They've been doing that a lot this year.
Yeah, Colby highlighted a couple of these, and then you throw in some guys showing up on the FBI watch list. You can understand how us gamblers, we get a little insane at times.
I mean, and just also insane because there's all these conference tournaments going on with all these teams that I barely paid attention to all year, and now it's like, was that Tuesday or when they won yesterday? Today they lost. Yeah, it was rough.
I mean, looking at our plays here, pretty decent. Obviously, a bunch of stuff still pending. Ryan's looking good for his.
I was gonna say you can probably mark that.
UCR probably going to take down CSUN.
Like
RIP the Matadors. So we'll officially grade that a win for you, Ryan, on your lock.
I'm totally fine with
2-1. I'm
that.
2-1 with the locks. Colby 2-1 with the locks. Our consensus plays 3-1. So nice little run here. And I'm not one to brag, but sometimes you just have to document history. 35-8 ATS in the regular season. Now, some of these conference tournament games I haven't been doing as well, but 35-8 ATS. Are you fucking kidding me?
Can we stop there real quick? Can we stop for a second? Colby, you know when you're taking the lady to a nice art museum and you're kind of mostly checked out, but then you walk by that piece and you're like, yeah, that's a pretty genius expression of art.
I know 1,000%.
Sean boxing in his regular season numbers. That was a fucking chef's
No,
kiss.
I'm telling.
Yeah.
I'm being
Asterisk regular season.
I'm being fully transparent when we're breaking down. Pacific San Diego, Stony Brook, Delaware.
The best.
I'm not. These are not as good of plays as actual games like New Mexico,
Sean,
like Michigan State, Iowa, shit like that.
Here's what I'll do for you.
I know more
I
about
know that you're
bigger schools. I'm coming clean.
I know you're also protesting via no longer updating the records on the records page and only updating the lock. So what I'll do is I'll add lines for the conference tournaments for each episode.
No,
so the
honestly,
postseason and the regular season records don't get mixed up.
What?
I know it's probably
no. I don't care. We can toss them all in. I just I like the 35-8 number. It looks good. Gets you some. Yeah, I'm a businessman. Get you some juice on the old social media. And our shits, we give it away for free. So
yeah. Transparent and free.
Well, what really throws me off is like, all right, so we're talking about on today's episode, taping Thursday night. We're talking about a couple late night games Friday.
Yes.
Then some stuff Saturday.
Yes.
Then some conference tournament games.
Saturday and Sunday. But then like last night's episode, it's not today's games. Well, it is for most, but then you got to go 2 episodes back for some of the conference tournament games that played today. And like
that's why it becomes like a nightmare grading all this.
Yesterday we talked about some games that will happen tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It is.
Just explain this. Your brain gets into a blender.
But it's awesome. It's just nonstop college basketball. God's Eye sends its regards. Colby's going to be flying out Selection Sunday, getting back in the home studio here. Going to be hanging out. We're going to be doing we'll do our March Madness betting commandments shows, all our picking every game against the spread, walking through the entire bracket. Kramer, I forget off the top of my head. How did we break it up? Do we just break it into 2 episodes?
Yeah. Tentative. The schedule is going to be, like you said, Sunday night. We'll do the first 4 picks plus the 10 betting commandments.
Yeah.
And then Monday, Tuesday, Monday show will be the first half of the games on Thursday.
Okay.
Friday show will be Tuesday show will be the second half of the games on
Friday.
And I think what we'll also do is probably record either something in the morning on Wednesday before we leave with our final predictions. That we'll put out Wednesday night because we're not recording anything Wednesday night. No. We're all getting fucked up.
Yes.
We gave ourselves that day off, and then if things go well, Thursday, Friday night, super late night, we'll be hopping on.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know about Thursday, but definitely Friday because Friday we'll need to be on to talk about Saturday and Sunday's games, and then Friday night we're going to be doing the VEASAN show, and then
I like that, taking Thursday off too. Smart.
Well, we would already have our picks for Friday, or did you want to already get to some
historically we've recapped that
you Saturday's games
to Saturday
you're right. Okay,
the winners.
So we'll figure it out.
But I mean, again, we'll be in Vegas. I could be
time gets a little slippery in Vegas. Hey, if you're going to be out in Vegas, come say hi at the Rhythm Party, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. Get in. If you can't make it out to the party, March 19th, 4:30 Pacific at Stadium Swim, Circle Las Vegas. Rhythm's buying us a bunch of drinks. We're going to watch one of the first 4 games, hang out, get loaded, and then tear up the Circa. Afterwards,
doesn't seem like it's going to be Lehigh or CSUN.
No, Lehigh has been eliminated. CSUN on the brink of elimination. Thanks for what about Virginia Tech, Ryan? Are they making it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no. Hang on. CSUN. This isn't the tournament. This is regular season still.
Oh,
CSUN's alive. CSUN's alive.
Shame on me.
I forgot that this was still a part of the regular season.
This is for the 3 seed. This is for the 3 seed right now. Yeah.
So that's why we have Colby on. He's a specialist. So again, get in on Rhythm. Rhythm really helped a bunch of people with their brackets, nailing some outright dogs. Get the 7-day free trial. And as a Rhythm user, you got a chance to win a $250 March Madness future that I will put in personally for you over at the Circa sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. If you can make the party, awesome. If you can't, doesn't matter. Either way, you can still get in on the future, but we just need your email for the party, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. And we're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Love me the Edge Boost card. God, I mean, you're crazy to be loading up on these apps and paying a cash advance fee on your credit card. Even if you don't have issues getting your card denied, why would you not want free money? Think how much money you're, withdrawing from one site, depositing over at the other site, whatever it is. Why not get cashback rewards on all those transactions? You're leaving free money on the table. You want to become an EV better or whatever they say? Get free money to put down on bets. It's great. My Edge Boost card is now just obviously I use it for the regular stuff, but then the rewards that hit first of the month, I just use that to fire on some crazy long shots. And it's been great. Shout out to Utah State making the Final Four 80-1. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hit because it was free. I don't give a shit. The Edge Boost card is also free. It's FDIC insured. And obviously you're doing us a solid. You're doing yourself a solid. No credit checks. You just fill out their info, and then you got a nice sports gambling Visa debit card. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. Make sure you use that promo code so you get the extra bonus cashback rewards. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN.
All right. Shall we do some basketball capping?
Yep, let's go,
as
baby.
the kids say. My God, though. I mean, the sports gambling social media streets, at least on X, are really devolving. We need what concerns me about this, and this is we're gonna go into the future a little bit, but we've only been out of football for less than a month. We have college basketball, and still people are losing their mind. Sean, the attention spans are shrinking.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen in the future? We'll need more football leagues. We'll need more football. Obviously, this isn't good enough. Anyway, in the meantime, we'll talk about basketball since it's all we have right now. Richmond, Virginia, Dayton, VCU. Good game here. VCU laying 8.5. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. We will be out at the Circa. Should be there in time to get down on this one. Colby. VCU a little dark horse Sweet Six or Final Four team potentially.
And man in the box who will be calling into the VSiN show Friday night 8:00 Pacific, wherever you get your VSiN, YouTube TV, Sirius XM. Colby also going to be hopping on talking about maybe some games we don't cover here, maybe some other angles. I know VCU is on man in the box's list of Final Four long shots because he was pissed that they didn't have a price up on the circuit. He's like, oh, what do they know? They must be holding it off. So he was
me and we did find a number. We were able to find and get down on a 50-1.
Okay. So. Yeah. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN, their future pricings on a lot of these long shot March Madness stuff has been very competitive. Also with the draft stuff, Ryan. I know you took a couple long shots there, and the pricing's good.
Yeah, prices were good. Might be ready to burn those tickets.
Yeah, the results might not be good, but the pricing was good.
Price was great.
Colby, I interrupted, but VCU Dayton. I'm looking at VCU's record ATS at home, and I'm pretty intrigued just from that. But how do you see this?
Yeah, the Siegel Center is one of the hardest places to go grab a dub. The thing you're thinking here, though, is they've clinched the 1 seed. So, I mean, but I will say this. I'm intrigued to see when the tournament comes out, the odds. I'm guessing that VCU and Dayton will be the top 2, even though Dayton's a 3 seed right now. George Mason's the 2. Dayton had like the highest recruiting rankings, even though they've been a little bit all over the place. I kind of expect Vegas to have these 2 teams as the top odds on favorites to win the conference. But then again, I guess if they lose this and a couple other teams win, they could end up the 5 seed. I'm going to take the points. I think Dayton is a team that has proven to get up in a couple big spots. I know they kind of been all over the place really since January, but you go back and look, they beat a Northwestern team that when they were healthy. I know they're not healthy now and probably not going to make the NCAA tournament. They beat Marquette with Shaka Smart. They beat UNLV. Should have beat North Carolina. Kind of got robbed on a foot on the line on a 3. They beat UConn. So this is a team that started the season really hot. They've been all over the place recently. But in a game where I don't know how much it means for VCU, I guess for the outright bid, is that what VCU is playing for? Just the outright bid?
Oh, okay. Yeah. All I need is some sort of motivation because I'm staring at that 11-3 ATS as a home favorite for VCU. I love their, you look at their defensive efficiency, top 20 in the nation, adjusted defensive efficiency. You got a team that's playing good basketball at home. You're getting in my head here a little bit with the motivation angle.
No, get it out of your head. They're like they might as well be a bubble team.
Okay.
Like if you view them as a bubble team, this is a must-win game.
All right, then I'm going with VCU.
They can't. I mean, sure, they still have to cover a big number here, but
I would assume that they're in, even if they're in.
They're in. I'm just saying, like you don't want to fuck around and leave the last thing that to have people look at you other than your conference tournament to be a game that you should not lose. You're 8.5 point favorite. So, obviously that doesn't mean covering.
But there's a lot of intriguing things here. Obviously Dayton's coach used to be the coach of VCU. You know what I mean? That's what makes this kind of the premier game over the past couple of years in the A10. I think VCU wins, but I'll take the points.
And VCU is clinched because they have the tiebreaker over George Mason. Is that correct?
They do, and they only played once, so they clinched. Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with that. VCU's on a heater. They're not taking their foot off the gas. Ken Pom has this as a 10-point.
Oh, game. I know my buddy Ken Pomeroy. I'm all up in his sheets.
Yeah. He graduated Virginia Tech.
I didn't know that.
Great.
It's never come up on the show.
Great university for education. Maybe not so much for the sports anymore. Purdue, Illinois, VCU minus 8.5. Purdue. Illinois, we're heading to Champaign, 5 p.m. on Friday. I mean, I don't know. This Illinois team, I feel like, has been a part of some of the wackiest games of the season. I mean, have they been? They've been a part of like one of the biggest blowouts on like both ways.
Yeah,
which is a pretty wild thing to happen as a team. How are you in a position where you could absolutely skull fuck a good team and then get skull fucked? It's like a human centipede thing. There's two sides of you.
No, they've had some and coming off a 20-point win at home against Iowa, and then
I think you have to take Illinois
20-point win on the road at Michigan. Purdue, I keep highlighting this nugget.
Something happened to them.
Well, I mean they lost Zach Edey and they haven't really figured out.
I mean, like later in this season.
Oh,
not just.
I'm saying, well, not having Zach Edey, and they've never really figured it out. And as the season's gone on, it's gotten worse. They are 337th in 2-point defense. So essentially, that's probably a lot of like the stuff right at the rim.
It's Big Ten basketball, right?
Which
that's Illinois basketball, that's for sure.
Which is weird because they normally obviously have some guy to clean that up. Colby. I don't know. I'm looking at Illinois, but I could be talked out of it. But I don't. Purdue on the road doesn't feel great. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Boilermakers. Illinois. That's the thing about them is they haven't been very consistent. So you don't know. They 2 straight 20-point wins is normally right around when they lose by 20. So that and the fact that I do believe Purdue is a quality team. I think if you look back at They have a 2-game winning streak now, but prior to that, they had that 4-game losing streak. That was kind of an outlier. You look at all year, this is a team that's been pretty damn good in playing big time matchups. So give me Purdue in the points. I think it's worth a little sprinkle.
Yeah, Purdue's been 4-2 ATS on the road here.
Not recently though.
They I mean again, their defense is kind of what scares me.
Their pace, though, like one thing that I enjoy, I mean, see the Wisconsin game. The last time the Illini played, an incredibly slow team. So I think there's some elements there that can. The main question is when Illinois hits the 3, they're fucking really good, but is that sustainable?
Well, now what's going to happen is Colby's picking against Illinois, and then the guy who's like,
I'm doing that on purpose, Sean.
I know, and then I get tagged in. Oh, this is for Colby. Brad Underwood stats for March and in the second half of March. He's very fired up with your disrespect of Illinois.
And let's be honest. I mean, Porter Moser coached circles around him in the tournament. Akron should have beat him the year with Ali. Remember they lost by 1. Always lackluster in March. Always lackluster in March, in my opinion. But hey, I'm just a schmuck over here watching every game of the season.
I'm with Sean. You know? I'm gonna take Illinois.
You're taking Illinois.
Yeah,
this is tough.
Oh yeah, really? You're not? Taking
I'm debating it because I could see Purdue backdooring this. Their offense is pretty good. To Colby's point, Illinois has trouble like putting together 3 good wins in a row. I'm sure this guy's going to look up some situation where they won 3 quality wins. I guess they had that a little bit late December, but not in the new year. No, I'm going Purdue. Colby convincing. Give me Purdue plus 4.5.
Here's the logic. Here's the logic. You ready for it? They lost to Tennessee at home, who was like, what are they, 280 in pace or something like that? They lost to Wisconsin. What does Purdue do? What do they have in common with the other 2? Slow fucking pace. Also, you know who else is very slow at pace? Michigan State. They've had issues with all these teams.
Yeah, good angle.
So final answer?
Final answer, Purdue plus 4.5. Hair too high.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I mean,
feel like you're not going to be rooting for me.
You're not mentioning all the slow teams for what it's worth. Like Minnesota, that didn't work.
Well, you have to be good slow. Minnesota's not good slow. All right, you can't just be a shitty team slow. You have to be a good team slow. That's why I highlighted Tennessee, Wisconsin, and Michigan State.
Fair enough. Finally back on an island. UNLV, New Mexico. We're heading to Albuquerque. 7 p.m. on the West Coast, which only it can only mean Sean's got the elevation ready to go. The pit doesn't sound like a place that has any sort of elevation associated with it. 11.5. Patino and the boys are laying. Colby.
This is kind of like the VCU handicap. So you got New Mexico's clinched, right? They clinched the 1 seed, but they don't want to get upset in the Mountain West tournament. I mean, I think they're in regardless, just like VCU. But you want to leave it up to no. some corrupt committee that has never been in New Mexico in their life. So
I think they're more in than
they are.
Like they feel like they're
the Mountain West is just better than the A10. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that the idea the regular season winner of the Mountain West is in the tournament. Period. In my opinion.
I think you're right, but regardless, I'm going to take the points here because UNLV, they do this every year, like right around the NCAA tournament, they start playing. And then watch, then you're like, you convince yourself on a future because they're playing at home in the tournament, and then they lose in the championship game where they fuck with you. They make you believe just enough. But I'll take the points here. I think once again, 3rd straight dog. I look at what UNLV has done. Specifically, they've won 3 straight. Some of those against quality teams: Nevada, San Diego State. Also,
played a close game the first time they played.
Yeah, and on the road, they're kind of battle tested pretty well. They lost by 5 at Utah State, 1 at San Diego State. So give me the points with the Rebs here.
And as much as we love taking Patino at home, no one goes into the pit and gets a win. A lot of people do go into the pit and get a cover. They're 6-8 ATS at home, and you kind of factor in some of these other stuff. You factor in how well UNLV is playing, kind of house money, little free play. I mean, look at in their last 7 games, they're 6-1 straight up. Couple of those on the road. I mean, obviously New Mexico is better than Wyoming, but still to go into Laramie and win by 11, that's a nice win and shows they can handle the elevation. At Fresno State, at San Jose State, obviously a nice home win against San Diego State last time they played. So yeah, I think this is a hair too high. Yeah, give me UNLV Rebels.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. Ryan, also, I just had a flashback. Much like Vietnam, hanging out with Derek at Circa, I get flashbacks throughout the day of like, oh wait, that happened. Because usually I'm pretty hammered when we're hanging out with, a guy like
you start calling him Charlie.
I had a flashback, Ryan, and I don't know if you remember this, and I'm sure you will. It'll jog your memory, but 2 weeks ago at the Circa, so they have 3 big screens and then all these like smaller, they're obviously still massive, but smaller compared to the mega screens. And one of the mega screens had UNLV baseball on.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking to some of the other VSiN hosts that were on before us. We're like, who put on UNLV baseball? It has to be some sort of guy who has a bunch of money on it, some sort of whale. And it randomly came up in conversation. Derek goes, "Oh yeah, that was me. I had a nice bet on UNLV." And so Derek likes action. Obviously, he can't bet at Circuit because he owns a casino, and it wouldn't make sense to bet against yourself. But he gets down to other places.
I don't think he can legally bet against himself. But
no, that would be also retarded. But yeah.
But no, he was very proud of that too.
No, and because we were like, someone with some juice or put a huge bet on.
Oh shit! And that was right around the time, or maybe that was completely unrelated. But then we, in that same field trip, we saw the girl who had a glowing red light up her ass.
Oh yeah,
it was.
I forgot about that too.
So
red light did not mean
Colby,
stop.
we're all at the Circa at the ride share area where the limos park and everything, and there's those tall escalators that take you up to the bridge to walk you over to the second floor.
Yeah, I know where you're talking.
And everyone, all of a sudden, like there's this buzz that starts happening, and people are like, "Look at that shit!" And there's this girl wearing this like shortish skirt, but it's not that you can see her ass; you just see this bright red light coming out from underneath. And everyone's just like, "Oh my God, she's got some sort of red light in her ass." Like the security guards are poking their head around, like, "Which girl?"
Well, but also if something like that happens, you can't feel like a creep looking.
No,
because
you're
obviously
like, what the hell's going on?
They're asking for you to look. Yeah.
If you put
it's a robot, right?
I mean, either that or
AI.
She's just got a LED on the end of her plug. I mean, it was bright red. To Sean's point, it's certainly going to draw your attention. All right, I'm also on UNLV, big number, and New Mexico has. I feel like every time we've watched them recently, I don't know if you had the last couple on that ATS trend, Sean, but. Wyoming wasn't that long ago. Every time we've watched this team at home, it's like, what are they doing? They're messing around. So take the big number.
Let's go, baby.
Gotta have a couple.
Rebels.
Colorado State, Boise State. We're heading to Boise, Idaho. Another elevation game. Let's see if Sean skips out on his duties with this one too. 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Boise State. What year is DGen Hart?
I think he's got another year.
We're not done with
maybe even 2 because he was I think he's a junior this year.
Well, and Pavia's crawling, so all these dudes can walk 8 years in college in the future. Boise State laying 5.5. Colby, what are we doing?
I think this is the best game of the day. So you have Boise State, who, according to your boy Ken Palm, I think is the last 4 in right now.
My boy.
They've won 5 straight. They're 13-1 at home. San Diego State's the only team to get a win at the XM arena there, or EM arena, whatever the fuck it's called. Colorado State, Nico Medved doing an unbelievable coaching job. They lost everybody from a year ago. They started the season rough, but damn if they haven't won 6 games in a row. Nick Clifford is a baller for them. They're playing their way into the NCAA tournament. Now, I don't. I don't think like it's tricky. They have some bad losses back in November and December. So I don't know. They might need to still win the fucking tournament, or at least get to the championship game. But man, this is a huge one for their resume here. Cause you might get 2 shots at Boise, who you might be competing against, on that bubble. I am going to lay it with Boise because one of the things I loved about Boise's team this year, they're like them and Nevada were the most experienced teams in the Mountain West coming into the season. So to me, Colorado State's been a great run, but they're still incredibly young. In a key game, I'm going to trust the veterans of Boise State to get this win and stay, in the mix on the inside of the bubble. This place I think will be pretty fucking packed for this game considering how well they've played at home. So love this team. To be honest, Leon Rice and Boise.
D-Gen Hart, let's go, baby.
Andrew Meadow, Kramer's had a crush on him for years. And
Bring
that guy's photo up.
Omar Stanley, Cardenas, that whole team is great. Yeah.
Either one's.
No. We got. It's a great point. We should. This is a great opportunity to bring up Meadow, and I think he's actually.
He can play, man. He's a good player.
Maybe added hair recently. I forget what it was. Let me pull it up here. Oh yeah.
It's typical freshman. You came in there. He looked like a dork. I'm sure they made fun of it. Now he's impressed it a little bit. It's like he's found. I feel like this year it's like he found drugs. Or drugs and like grunge music up there in the Northwest. So he's got a little edge to him now.
This almost fits better than Po' Boy in terms of the just overlay on Colby. Look at this guy. You're telling me that if you cut this guy's, if we didn't see the basketball jersey, 0% chance you think this dude's playing Division I basketball.
No, this is
a headshot for like what?
Colby, this is what you know what. This is why Kramer likes him. He's one of Kramer's dungeon masters from back in the day. So he rolled some 12-sided die with this guy. That's why he's always trying to crowbar him into conversation.
I like that. I like that as a euphemism. You've rolled the 12-sided die with that dude, bro.
I'm with Colby. Boise State all the way. Colorado State's been a fun story. They've kicked my ass a couple times when I picked against them, but Boise State 10-3 ATS at home. That's all I need. And you mentioned the elevation, Ryan. Boise, 2,700 feet, and doesn't really seem to factor in. Colorado State coming from Fort Collins, I don't see it being having a big impact. But Colorado State's been scrappy. They could be an interesting first 4 team, but I'm rolling with Boise State here. I think they're going to be quote unquote lit, great environment. It's going to be a late night Friday here, and not to mention, well, they're both awesome free throw shooting. That's kind of why I like Colorado State there as well. But I will Boise State very good at denying offensive rebounds, which you limit Colorado State's extra possessions. That's going to be huge and covering the 5.5. So give me Boise State. Kramer, are you co-signing?
Oh yeah. Andrew Meadow, is this his last game? Colby?
No, he was a freshman last year. He's a sophomore. But I mean,
D-Gen Hart's last. You're
no,
right,
he's
though.
a junior. That's what I'm saying. Like they both came in. Yeah, because
D-Gen's a senior.
Really? It's been 4 years already.
He's 2022. He was a freshman, but to that point, I think don't you get 5 years now? Isn't that
did he redshirt that? I don't know. It depends if he redshirted or not. But I remember him being a dog as a freshman. That's why Meadow was the same way. Meadow played a lot of minutes as a freshman. I knew Omar Stanley is a veteran, and same with Cardenas, the San Jose State transfer. But why did I think? I thought I could have swore D-Gen Hart was a junior.
Nope. But Meadow, you're correct, is a sophomore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. D-Gen Hart grew an inch according to his bio his junior year. I'm with you, Boise State. All right, let's hop over to Saturday.
Let's go. Shout out to the Brettster in the chat. Love seeing from the Brettster saying Colby is a great hoodie.
Oh, the classic.
Of course, go over to the merch store. Promo code Madness, 20% off everything in the merch store. Just got a cool little St. Patty's Day design. Kramer has a new look on the SGP hoodie. Nice one. We have some new Under Armour hoodies in there as well. The hats, the stuff. Get it now so you can rock it at the sportsbook, at your March Madness watch party, whatever it is. Order it now so you get it in time for the madness.
Colby, do we have one of those? Is that like a super old sweatshirt? Do we have that?
Yeah, it's an old school one. That's one. That's how you know the real from the fake. You know what I mean? It's like being at a sports bar and dropping the name Steve DeBerg. You know the real ones.
Get with Jake. We need to get that in the store. All right, the original, definitely not Central Florida logo inspired logo. Kentucky, Missouri, we're heading to Columbia. These are all Pick Dundee numbers. Yeah. Colby, is that correct?
Yeah. I actually have a real number on Auburn right now, so let me add that to the sheet. I found the real number. Can't talk real number.
Yeah, maybe we'll have some real numbers as we go. But first up, we got Missouri projected to be 5.5 point favorites against Kentucky. Colby, this strikes me as an easy pick. Missouri closes it out with a nice win here.
I would agree with you, especially the way Missouri's lost. The past couple games, they come back home. Home is where the heart is, they say. Kramer. They're 18-1 at home, even though these bitch ass fans aren't storming. But I think you're there. I think
stormed on. That's the storm karma, right? You either storm or be stormed. Although I guess the
SEC has been.
Well, there was an SEC team that just stormed recently.
Vanderbilt.
Who was it? Vanderbilt. No, wait,
no,
before that, Arkansas or did
Ole Miss?
No, Oklahoma stormed, didn't they? I thought Oklahoma stormed.
No, they're doing this bullshit. No, they're doing this bullshit where they're storming late. The SEC. Okay. This is the most shocking thing. Honestly, this is more shocking than the Big Ten canceling their season during COVID because you knew they're kind of pompous little bitches anyway. But the SEC, it means more. It just means more to be the ones doing this now at multiple spots. Now, Mizzou earlier in the year did storm the court against Kansas, a rival. But and my favorite thing is that don't storm. We need it for NIL, which is just bullshit. It's just complete bullshit because it's illegal to do that. But A&M, are you guys aware that A&M didn't storm? They've been playing basketball for 120, 130 years. They had never ever beaten the number one team in the nation on their home court, and they still didn't storm. Unbelievable fuck up. Like who the fuck
Buzz
is the
Williams
SEC?
Should be ashamed of himself.
Oh my God. Like
watch your mouth.
I'm out on Buzz moving forward. All right. I'm out on Buzz. And like, they need money. They're like, he's like, we could use the money. You're fucking Texas A&M. Shut up. Shut up. You know what I mean?
Turn off our oil wells.
Well, I was going to say they got the Saudi fund. So maybe they don't have that. They're not picking up the bill on the fines.
I imagine like the Saudis really upset. They keep storming the court.
Wait,
I can't even do a Saudi accent, but just imagine some sheik upset. Texas, the Aggies, they steal all our money.
I'm just going to give you an example. I mean, if you would have told me though, that the SEC of all, the SEC, they played during fucking COVID.
SEC.
They were the first ones to say, fuck you. We're going to be this big of bitches moving forward. I mean, unbelievable, but no. A&M just got like
castle.
A&M just got a ridiculous donation the other day. I'm trying to quote this right here, but I want to say it was something insane. But keep talking. I'm gonna find this.
Well, and when I was right, Sean, yesterday, Ole Miss stormed against Tennessee.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
No, they didn't. That was a bullshit storm. So this is what happened.
But this is what happened. Fans on the court.
15 fans, right? 15 fans stormed right away. But then the PA announcer was saying, stop. So then they let like a couple minutes go. Tennessee left. And then the rest of the university came on the court. That's a bullshit storm. That is a bullshit storm. Shout out to the 15 fans, but waiting 5 minutes. That's what I'm saying though. That's weak though. That's weak. You can't wait.
They didn't storm quick enough.
The picture I'm seeing, it looks like they're on the court.
Yeah, but this is 15 minutes after the game. When you just won in the fashion they won, you should storm right away.
Chris Beard pronounced Ole Miss a basketball school. Watch out. So what are we doing here? I'm taking Missouri. Colby taking Missouri.
Yeah, I don't know. Kentucky, giving this Kentucky team 5 points. We're sure we can trust Missouri here. I kind of feel better fading Missouri than taking them, honestly.
Why? It's been a weird stretch of the season for them. They've had they've lost these 3 away games. Yeah, and they're coming back home, and they've been dynamite at home. They've beaten some of the best teams in the league at home.
Kentucky's been competitive on the road. I guess would be my counter. Colby, is there motivation stuff we should be aware of for this conference tournament seeding? Maybe for the SEC. I don't know if it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, all that seeding matters for every SEC game for the most part, besides the top seed. But back to what I was saying. Per sources, Texas A&M set to announce a game-changing agreement in the multimedia rights space, inking a 15-year, $515 million deal with Playfly Sports. A&M jumps from $18 million to $34 million annually, thanks to the largest deal in college athletics. Fuck you with your hey, 200 grand, get out of here.
What are they, like? I don't understand what are they paying for? What was the name of that company, Colby?
That company was.
Oh, I bet they're going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a rights deal or something, or like
They're selling everything there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty embarrassing.
I thought. What did I say? Playfly? Was that what it was? Playfly.
Playfly.
That's.
Hold on. Let me go back to it.
Be careful making fun of them because they might end up being a sponsor. It sounds like they got deep pockets. So
okay.
Let's pretend that maybe Playfly is really awesome and that we want to talk about Playfly.
Playfly Sports.
I'm taking Missouri. You guys talk me into it.
I gotta be honest. I'm on the website and it has vibes like one of those fake websites. Does not see everything here seem okay. I can't wait to look into that more. That might have to be the first episode of more questions than answers, Colby. We'll look into
and that was our boy Ross Dillinger reporting that. So it's not bullshit.
We'll look into the breakdown of who funds the Texas A&M football program. Mississippi State. So Discord gets Kentucky. Good luck with that. Mississippi State heads to Fayetteville to take on Sean's third
pig suing
third favorite team in the SEC. Who's keeping track? John Calamari laying 2.5 according to Pick Dundee. We know it's going to be a rock fight, but this does strike me as a short number. That would be my thought. So if I walked to the window and saw this, I'd say give me Arkansas.
Well, Arkansas, I mean, it's tough to get a gauge on which I can't remember. Watching all these games today, I don't remember if it was Ken Palm or the dude for CBS Sports. Is that Jerry Palm?
Jerry Palm.
They had Arkansas as the final team in the NCAA tournament. One of the guys today. So this one is catastrophic for Arkansas then as they head into SEC play, taking on a top 25 team in Mississippi State. For that reason alone, the Bud Walton Arena. And by the way, I have faith that Arkansas will storm. I have faith that
that you can't storm as a favorite though. You're not gonna do.
I know, but I'm just saying, like the one fan base. This is why the Ole Miss one was interesting to me. Shout out to those 15 fans because they tried at the 10-second mark to tell them not to, and those 15 or 20 fans went in and said "fuck you." But I thought Ole Miss was that wild, right?
Colby's holding them
Arkansas is the one.
January 6th.
No, this is how you prove the best fan base in the SEC. This is how you prove the best fan base in the SEC. It's Arkansas that I bet, and we're probably not going to see it till next year because they are favored, and I guess Mississippi State doesn't move the needle that much. But I'm on Arkansas. They're the more desperate team in a more desperate spot here.
Yeah, and they're at home. They've looked pretty good here. Since late January, they beat Georgia at home. Played Alabama pretty tough at home. Beat LSU. Beat Missouri. Beat Texas at home in OT. They've struggled other times, but at home they're pretty solid here. So I will take Arkansas laying this short number here. Kramer, you co-signing?
Yes, 100%. I think at some point, yes, stop betting on Mississippi State on the road. It's not.
Yeah,
not
they're not. They're interesting at
unless you're getting
home.
a massive number. It's just not worth it. 9 a.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Athens, Georgia, to talk about Blue Cane. I mean, what a season for this Georgia Bulldog team. Laying 4.5 here against Vanderbilt. Colby, Vanderbilt on the road. I think the equation then says take Georgia. What do you think?
I would agree. They're 14-3 at home. Vandy's 3-6 on the road, even though they got that gigantic win in College Station. But they've solidified themselves. Vandy is now like soundly in, I think. Georgia gets it done at home. They've won 3 straight. They've been fire at home this year. I don't want to fade this Georgia team at home. Even their 3 losses, you go look at them. They probably should have beat Auburn at home. So yeah, lay it with them dogs.
You mentioned their straight up record 11-3. Or let me just double check that. They can't be that good at home. Sorry, 11-6 ATS Bulldogs are at home. I haven't been riding the Blue Cane train, and I've been missing out. I need a blue bump. So I'll tail Colby, and I'm sure Ryan's also taking Georgia. I think you've not picked against them once this season.
One of my teams for sure. Quick update on my deep dive into PlayFi. They did a deal with Penn State that looks pretty similar. 15-year multimedia rights agreement deal. To your point on it being some sort of right. So perhaps that's what's going interesting. What
does that even mean though? Like I was confused because I was like, wait, SEC has that deal with, or Big Ten has that deal with CBS. So like, what is the media like? I didn't care enough to click on the article and actually.
If I had to guess, this is like the regionalization of media rights around.
Could be streaming tied to different like they could be anything.
But if you workshopped, if you're a college now, and again we've questioned why they need to be part of these conferences, but if you don't need to be a part of the conference, you own your own media rights. You think about why baseball has completely fucked because the teams own their media rights. So some teams just get infinite money from their TV stations. Why the fuck wouldn't you do that?
Well, Notre Dame's the perfect example.
It's like they have a direct vendor in NBC to just be like, give us all the money. I
would love for the reversal and go back to independence.
I have a feeling we're going to have a bunch of colleges that are got completely swindled on a ridiculously, like in general in life, 15-year deals are not good. It's just not good. Like, so the idea that they're so desperate for money now that they're signing a 15-year deal for anything, it's going to be hilarious when the first college is bankrupt because they signed a bad deal with college athletics.
They don't go bankrupt though. There's always
but like something
state
bad
funded.
Is brewing. Something bad is brewing with some of this stuff.
I mean, if you want to dig deep, colleges are a great money washing scheme, especially private schools and even some of the public schools. So I think they'll be all right. But to your point, there could be some really bad deals. They're
doing deals with grifters. And like,
but they're
pirates.
Also grifters. So they just, it's a grifter on grifter crime.
St. John's, Marquette, another night. Oh wow, the slate is very lit on Saturday. Colby, a little back and forth before the show in the pre-production meeting. I was generous and gave Colby more slots. He used all his slots on shitty Friday games, and then I had to give him more slots because he acted like a baby when we suggested there would only be this many games.
I mean, you guys just. You don't go the distance often. You know what I mean? You guys are kind of at the batting cages. Do you want to play the real fucking game, or do you want to just sit at the batting cages, chew your gum, pretend like you play?
You can talk to my wife. I go the distance every time.
Oh wow!
St. John's, Marquette. Colby might be crashing at the house, so might go.
Booked my hotel today. Booked my hotel. I couldn't put that on him. Yeah.
Well, I'll cross that off the list.
Wait, you booked a hotel, Colby? Where's your hotel?
My hotel is in Hollywood, California. You know,
wow.
Wait, in Hollywood? Why'd you book
in
it
Hollywood? You know, I didn't want to be too close to you guys. Didn't want to be too close to you guys. And
why would you book it in Eagle Rock? Now you got to take an Uber from Hollywood.
Well, the Bet Detective is right there, so we talked. We talked about me and the Bet Detective hanging out some. You know, we're gonna hit the store, hang out. You know.
So he's
they did have a guys date where they went and saw random high school football. Neither of them have a kid or relative or any attachment to the program. Just like ball, and then hit in and out. And then they called in
they tried to get me on this scam for these candy bars. You know, as you're entering the stadium.
Kid, just so you know, I don't have any attachment to this program. Well, sir, why are you at a high school football game? Because I love football.
Goddamn right. And by the way, Hollywood High School, dial 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE because you're all fucked up with your offensive approach. You got an athlete at the quarterback spot and you're not using his athleticism. You're dropping back like he is Steve DeBerg. The guy can run for days, Sean. Anyway, but
really, I would say that the average high school program probably not maximizing their talent. I like this. This is going to be good. Bet Detective and Pick Dundee adventures. St. John's, Marquette laying 1.5 out in Milwaukee. We kind of Marquette coming off that game, of course, against UConn that we talked about earlier in the week. I don't really know what to do with this one. We're back. It's another situation where in my head, it's like, okay, well, Marquette's coming off the loss. We knew they were going to lose that game. I don't really want to pick against Pitino, but maybe this is the time you pick against Pitino here.
Well, there is a little
Pitino might want a little loss here.
Yeah. And I listened to his interview. I think it was on PMT or something where he even mentioned, he went out of his way. And they were talking about how sometimes if you've won a bunch in a row, and I'm blanking on the player's name, but basically like he kind of went out of his way to get him in foul trouble, that they would kind of lose the game, knowing that that's the kind of little bit of a motivation. You get the player's ear. I mean, they've won 5 in a row. I mean, they've only lost 1 game in 2025, and that was on the road at Villanova, a 2-point loss. So it's like, do they maybe lose? I mean, as a gambler, I hope they get an early exit in the conference tournament, because that's when you can identify them as like, all right, this team is going to be. So I'm laughing. One of the YouTube users' name is Crackhead Gambler, and he's got a great profile photo. But and it's kind of like Pitino's been everywhere. He's like doing the late night shows and big podcasts. Seems like a spot they might overlook as they get ready for the conference tournament. I'd love to get your take, Colby. It kind of feels like Marquette here on the short number.
Oh, I'm all over Marquette here, man. I think this is one of those like good losses. And then another thing is Marquette, Xavier's on their ass, so they don't want to drop to what are they already dropped some. What are they're in so they went from like 2 to 4. If they lose this game and Xavier wins, I believe via the other outcomes, there's a chance they could be the 5 seed. So you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
give me
and maybe that you could make a case like maybe that works against them. All that pressure where St. John's is just playing fast and loose, has nothing to lose. But I'm with you. I think as we talked about, they might be okay with the loss here on the road. I will take Marquette laying the 1.5. Kramer, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's the move.
Okay,
zigzag with Marquette, and to your point, I think maybe Pitino was more referring to a conference tournament exit.
Yeah.
But it'll be a good game. It doesn't feel right because it's going to be so annoying when you turn
when you take Shaka over Pitino.
You're right. You're right. I mean, this is going to be a rock fight. Even if I know they have,
that's their style of game.
I can't do it. Like the hair difference, Pitino versus Shaka. Whatever Shaka is doing to get that hair grow back on his head, it is strange. I mean, it's not human hair. We can
It's
agree
like
on
LeBron
that.
when all of a sudden his hairline started working the other way.
It's just yeah. Anytime you see that tight curl coming out of nowhere, where you're like, huh, that doesn't fit right there. Where'd you grow? Where are you growing this? It's animal hair. What kind of animal is it? Maybe a hog?
Woo, pig suey.
Get those tight curls. Yeah, you know what? Fuck that. Give me St. John's. Even though I laid out the case why this is a Marquette game. Alabama, Auburn. This is a big game. Will Charles Barkley be there? Auburn laying 8.5. This is a real number.
It's terrible.
This is a real number. This is a real number right now.
AM on the West Coast. Man, this would be an amazing way for Bruce Pearl to end his season. Just an absolute monster smash of Alabama. Head out to the tournament. Smash!
I also want to let you know that the Mizzou line is 3.5. That one's out now. So even better for us to jump on Mizzou minus 3.5.
5.5. Yeah. We love it at 3.5.
That's always a little scary.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just
some negative line movement for us.
No, I just it worries me. There's so Vegas knows, right?
Yeah.
Hashtag
sometimes.
Vegas knows. Oh, Auburn, Alabama. I mean, I'll just start right here. I know you guys have faded Alabama, but Alabama is a dog catching this big of a number with this offense. I get it. This probably means a lot to Auburn, but Alabama's lost 2 in a row. And we were on Florida. Good on us there with the look ahead spot. Colby reminded us. But 8.5 points is you cannot give this Alabama offense 8.5 points. You just can't. I mean, I see why people would like Auburn. Colby, I know you've been fading Alabama a bunch. Are you going to fade them here?
Yes. It is a rivalry game, but I don't believe in their shit that they do. Like, I don't think it's sustainable. I think, and especially knowing that Auburn just lost.
I was going to say they both are coming. It's kind of a bad spot for Alabama in my mind.
And I don't know if you know this, but Auburn's been horrible at football over the past few years. So they become a basketball school. They have to make a statement here because the dick measuring contest in football is not working out. So you got to load up here, lay it with these Tigers. The jungle is the jungle for a reason. Lay it.
The state of Alabama is going to go into so much debt to fund their sports programs.
It'll be their own civil war.
They're going to be showing up to like the state of Tennessee looking for cash advance loans. Like Alabama's coming up to Virginia looking for a little advance on some things.
I'm taking Alabama. 8.5's too much.
What?
Rivalry game. Take the dog. I get how it means a bunch for Auburn. I get it. And I'm not looking to fade Auburn normally, but come on. This is the Iron Bowl on the hardwood. You always take the dog in these situations, especially when the dog is Alabama and they're coming off 2 back-to-back losses. They've had this circled for a month.
Auburn took care of them in Alabama as well. Could just be that they're better.
That's always a possibility.
Yeah, I'm going to lay it. I think they ran Auburn ran into Buzz and Texas A&M at the perfect time. A great reset moment, getting ready to go on a deep.
Yeah, I mean Auburn coming off a loss as well. I get it. I'm sticking with Alabama. Hey, of course, mybookie.ag. If you're looking to get down on a bunch of these college basketball games, head over to mybookie.ag. Sportsbook we know, we love. Been with them for years. I was looking at my MyBookie account, looking pretty good, Kramer. mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Get that instant deposit bonus up to $1,000. Terms and conditions do apply there. You get the easy withdrawal with the sweet cryptocurrency deposit and withdrawal with cryptocurrency. And head over to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code SGPN so they know we sent you, and so you get that sweet bonus. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. We had a discussion last show. I pointed out we got to go one higher, one lower. Somehow we still ended up on 2 hires. You wouldn't believe it, Kramer. 1 higher, 1 lower.
We won, right?
No,
no.
We went both higher.
Damn.
Who burned us?
Let me pull it up here real quick.
No, I know who it is. You don't want to say it because he's our boy.
Axel Lendenberg.
Oh, did he burn us?
Yeah, he only. Had
Why did I think
points.
It was the other way around? Okay.
Robert McCray, shout out to
he got there.
The program. He got 19 points. He was set at 17.5.
dude, there was like a minute left, and he had, I think, 13 points. So I just chalked that up as an L. So I think I think in like the final 2 minutes, he must have hit a 3 and scored. So shout out to him.
Yeah, good run there.
You ready? You ready for this one,
Colby? Let's get it back. And I'm not letting you give out 2 hires. You have to give me one.
Oh, I got a lower for you.
Okay.
Dane Danger of Memphis, under 16.5 points.
Now, is this a rapper or is this a college basketball player?
This is a college, but he's been in college. I feel like he's
God.
like.
I tried to find his name, Kramer. You would never. This is a rapper's name. Dane is spelled D-A-I-N. Danger is D-A-I-N-J-A.
Say that again.
I mean, is this like a French Creole thing? Like where this name Danger, D-A-N-I-G-A. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Is it? Do they pronounce it Danger, Colby?
Yeah, Danger.
Danja.
Yep. No, it's Danger.
Shout out to Dane Danger.
Dane Danger.
And what do we do with Dane Danger?
We're going lower than 16 or under, or lower than 16 and a half.
He looks like a badass.
That's.
You sure about this, Colby?
I mean, look, they already clinched. What are they playing for?
Danger?
This is Dane Danger.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's fucking around.
Oh, you're not gonna say that shit to his face, Colby.
No, I'm not. Colby, who's a hire? Who do we like?
Well, I'm scouting right now for let's take you to the WCC action going on tomorrow.
Okay.
I know Lavin took a shit on us tonight. But let's go back to the well here in the WCC with Boubacar. How do I pronounce this guy's name again?
What?
Boubacar. Wait. I'm trying to Coolably, I think it is.
Try and spell it out, Colby.
Yeah, it's COULIBALY, I think.
CLU. Sorry.
IBALY, I think. I don't have it in front of me right now.
Is he on the Pepperdine Waves?
You're goddamn right he is.
Yeah, this is an insane BOUBACAR Koulibaly COULIABLY. This is a guy that was on my Southwest flight.
Really?
Yeah, well, it was the entire Pepperdine team.
Oh,
and we're taking his higher 10.5 points.
We are. Look what he's done the past 5 games, Sean. 11 against Gonzaga on the 15th, 20 against Oregon State on the 20th, 12 against these Portland Pilots on the 27th, 14 against Washington State on March 1st. Boubacar comes to play.
So underdog fantasy, we got Dane Danger lower 16.5 points. Boubacar Koulibaly higher 10.5 points.
Is you say that confidently? Is it Koulibaly like that? Is that
Koulibaly rolls off?
Hold on.
Underdog fantasy. Yes,
I think I know how to pronounce it.
Well, I don't get. I can't bring the head cold, but.
UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
All right. Ohio State, Indiana. Can't wait to see those candy cane stripes up there in Indiana. At some point, I'm going to continue to wage my war against the candy cane stripes of Indiana. Yeah, not everything from the past needs to be carried forward. 12:45, interesting time on the tip here. Bloomington, Indiana. Indiana laying the 1.5. So are we sure he's stepping down after the season?
He has never said anything, but they are on the outside of the bubble.
If they,
he's like Milton in Office Space.
Yeah,
he's just gonna keep showing up to work.
Can I get my red candy striped swing line sniper?
Just gonna stop paying him.
We fixed the glitch. He just keeps showing up.
He literally, Mike Woodson just kept showing up, and now they're good.
No, they're kind of. I mean, if they, what's their path?
Michigan State recently.
What's their path to get into the tournament, Cole? Because they have a couple quad 1 wins.
You win this game. Ohio State's on the inside right now, guys. Ohio State's in the tournament right now, and then you win a few games in the Big Ten tournament. which is what it's in Indianapolis, I believe. Is it still in Indianapolis? I think it still is.
I think Indiana is more in than they're out right now.
Yeah.
So
but
this is a big game.
I think we need this game. I think they're going to get up for this. I actually love Indiana in this spot. I mean, watching that Oregon game, having Oregon, we got fortunate with that cover because Indiana played some pretty good basketball and then just hit a wall there with like 30 seconds. And I mean, it was like a minute 30. Oregon went on a 10-0 run at home. There was some like aggressive fouling, some non-foul calls the other way. You go up to Oregon, shit's going to happen like that. But now you're coming off a loss. Last time they lost to UCLA, they came back with a nice home win against Purdue. And I think in general, like I liked what I saw at an Indiana team. I think this is a really good play for them. So I'm on Indiana laying the 1.5. Colby, am I crazy?
No, I love it too. Ohio State. I don't even. If it was up to me, they wouldn't be in the tournament. But they won 5-5 in their last 10, losing record on the road.
Big Ten is pretty overrated this year.
Ohio State's in because of their wins back against Texas to open the season, and they beat Kentucky early in the year. Mark Pope, they got him in his first 2 months, so good time to catch up.
I was briefly considering them as like maybe a dark horse, but they've looked rough here this past month, and just honestly post New Year.
They needed 2 overtimes to beat Nebraska at home. They're coming off a
double overtime game against Nebraska. That's a great fit.
This is give Discord Ohio. It's a football school, Ohio State. Arizona, Kansas. We're heading to Lawrence. 1:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Kansas. Pick Dundee's got them laying 2.5 here. Is that enough? What's the state of Bill Self right now? Is he still?
He's writing fucking love letters. You guys see his love letter? Put a love letter out there.
Wait, now there was someone in the chat that was alleging to some extramarital affairs and some gossip there with Bill Self.
So now the love letter makes sense. He's been writing so many goddamn love letters recently that he's like, "What's one to the fans?"
I missed it. Did he? Oh, he wrote a love letter to the fans
about their loss to Texas Tech.
Oh, okay. I missed that because.
Can you pull that up, Kramer?
If he included like you got a sweet ass that won't quit. Oh wait, sorry, wrong letter. That was supposed to be for mistress number 2. Someone was in the chat that had a lot of details that
Yeah.
Hey, whatever
the only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
Dan Marino and his really dynamic wife.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Kramer? Did you find that?
We talking about the one after the Texas A&M game?
The Texas Tech game.
Sorry, the Texas. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
He wrote a nice little love letter to the fans. Yeah. One of the strangest things I've ever seen from a college basketball coach.
The fact that you're putting out a statement.
Oh my God.
I mean,
today's game was a very good college basketball game. We played a very good team and we got beat. We have some individuals that have exceptional individual games, and we've had some maybe not play up to the standard that they've set for themselves.
He's losing his mind.
But everyone on our team, coaches included, myself more than anyone, had opportunities to impact the game, play here, play there. That could have been the difference in the game over the course of 40 minutes. Texas Tech, they just made more plays than we did. We competed, we tried, we came up short, and I'm proud of their efforts. And I'm also proud.
3 paragraphs.
This is look at how small the font is.
I'm proud of their preparation to be ready for the big game. We haven't had the overall year that we had hoped for. Now that we can't cheat and everyone else can pay. Nor the year. I'm sorry, I ad-libbed that part. But yeah, I mean, this is just how great. And I love the ending too. Like, I mean, this almost reminds me of like the Kevin Spacey letter. Oh, and by the way, I'm gay. Yeah.
So,
I don't know that kid.
A little switcheroo. Yeah, I mean, normally you would like the idea of Kansas at home after a couple losses, but
he does refer to the Arizona game in the letter. So
yeah.
I mean, and also too, it's like normally, Kansas has an amazing home court, and historically they do. But
I'll look forward to see how we respond against Arizona.
Yeah, when he said like we need time apart, that was also a red flag. And I think there's at some point with a program like Kansas that has that history of being so good at home, and the expectations are so high, the home court might work against them in this situation.
What are the odds?
Take Kansas, can you?
What are the odds that maybe this rumor that he's got some scattered ass and he's grabbing some scattered ass downtown Lawrence.
Great.
If that is true, maybe he wrote a nice love letter to her and it worked. So he's like, you know what? What are we doing? The fans give me a hard time every time I go get a Buffalo burger, right? Let me write these people a letter. Work for my scattered ass. Work for my wife. Maybe I can just write this letter, and everything's gonna be fine and dandy.
So the last time he had issues with his wife in 2014, he was kicked out of his house by his wife, and he was living in a ritzy condo.
Oh wow!
So perhaps we can that's where the details
and a love letter. A love letter got him back in.
Bill, why don't you write me any letters? Sorry, I got to write one to the fan base.
I asked Grok. I said, Grok, tell me something spicy about Bill Self. And it told me about this past off season where he was talking to Oklahoma State. And I go, no, tell me something even spicier. And then he goes Grok says back in 2014, a local blog, KC Confidential, claimed Self had been kicked out of his house and was living in a ritzy condo, allegedly seeing at least one other woman. The story suggested it was the quote talk of the town.
Doesn't seem like it's that big of a secret.
Maybe this is what AI is good for. It's just whispering secrets to.
I'm taking Arizona. Give me the Cats on the road. Colby, what are you doing?
No, I believe these love letters work for Bill Self.
Really?
They work. Look, if he's writing this one's public, what's he sending the rest of his team? You know what I mean? He's goddamn just writing letters nonstop over there.
Big letter writer.
It gets home.
Yeah.
All right. You think he walks these letters to the mailbox himself?
This is gonna feel dumb, but I'm gonna take Kansas as well. This is what I'll circle this and say this is going to be the one that feels the dumbest when I'm losing.
And when we
read a love letter and then we bet on the team.
Yeah. This is like when Colby pointed out they're being investigated by the FBI, but this is a good get up spot for them. And then I locked them up. We had 2 teams that were on the FBI's wanted list for fixing games.
It's called content. You always put the content first.
I still like the play.
The chat's claiming we fell for Bill Self's bullshit. Maybe
I didn't. You guys.
Maybe we're the two other women he was seeing in that ritzy condo. Oh,
he might have sent something to Pick Dundee's. He didn't dial 1-800 Pick Dundee. He found my address and sent me a good one.
What's that? Like a
good love letter
style picture? Oh, love letter. Oh man, gotta imagine getting a Bill Self dick pic. That would be really off putting. Ole Miss coming off a court storm, which means we got to fade them. Sean, Florida laying 10.5. Worth noting, Chris Beard did potentially start a war with Lane Kiffin, calling Ole Miss a basketball school. Maybe Chris Beard knows he's about to leave town for another job or something. I would not want to pick a social media fight with Lane Kiffin. You know that guy's got tons of bookmarks and memes all over his phone.
Well, it's funny. He was very vocal, like basically making it seem SEC should have more teams in the college football playoff, and then he got real quiet there towards the end of the college football playoff.
It's a little this, little that. Florida laying 10.5. Colby, we're just fading the team off the court storm, right?
No, I'll take the points here.
Whoa,
that was a fake court storm. That was a fake. I know a fake court storm when I see a fake court storm. And Florida just beat Alabama at Alabama, and I think Ole Miss, they've proven to be all right on the road. They won at Alabama as well, and I think one of the things I love is Chris Beard as a dog, especially this big as a dog. I think he'll take out. He'll have creative ways to make their top 2 scorers struggle to score the ball. Other guys will have to step up, and I think Florida will be a little bit flat. Florida's still going to win this game, but that's a big ass number. Give me the Rebs.
Any seating stuff we should be aware of? That
hold on, Chris Beard stood on a chair.
Yep.
On the
told them not to storm
and watched the crowd swarm around.
Well, first on the mic, he said, "Don't storm."
This local media were calling this a Chris Beard is here moment. Obviously, they're scared he's going to leave as well.
Indiana is calling.
Yeah, I 100% want to fade. After that game, he probably got a phone call or two. Give me Florida.
I'm with you, and Florida has been great as a home favorite. Colby, guess what their ATS record is? Florida at home.
I'd probably say they probably only lost once or twice. ATS
11-4 ATS. So I fade in the court storm, even though Colby said it was a half-ass court storm.
I know bogus when I see bogus. All right, and just like I know that love letter is real from Self's heart. It's genuine. 3 paragraphs. 3 paragraphs is 3 paragraphs, Sean.
Yeah. Hey, we should probably run that into like a Chat GPT and ask Chat GPT if they wrote it, because I have a feeling that this is not written by a human. There's no way Bill Self wrote this. There's no way. I mean, at best it was some sort of intern in the sports department. At worst, it was AI. Duke, my God, laying a massive 11.5 on the road in Chapel.
Real number. It's a real number.
3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. North Carolina's playing great ball right now. We saw them make easy work of Virginia Tech and Blacksburg. I think if you zoom in, a lot of those, it might be Torvik that has the nice framing. Ken Palm, you can do it too, but if you look at their analytics over the last month and a half or so, they've been playing some good ball. This strikes me as a big number in this game. As much as I want to clown North Carolina, now a football school. Colby, what are we doing?
I mean, look, I ate shit taking the points the first time, but I know this rivalry. North Carolina needs this win more. Give me the points. Give me the points all day.
And they're hot. They've won 6 in a row.
Very hot.
And they're at home as a massive home dog. I mean, this is handicapping 101, right? So you always take a home dog in a rivalry game that needs the game. Like
one problem.
Yeah.
They've done all their damage against bad teams. And
that's true. That's why they really need this. That look, I saw them as the first 4 out. You win this game, I think you can solidify.
Why are they in at all? They don't have a win. Do they have a win?
First 4 out. First 4 out. I saw.
No, I know, but why are they even near being in? I know they're playing better ball right now, but they haven't really beaten any
corruption.
Do they have a quad 1 win or a quad 2 win?
What's their best win? Dayton.
UCLA.
And even that.
UCLA.
Oh yeah.
I just think they're one of those teams that. You look at the record from January 4th on,
they've beaten 2 teams in Ken Palm's top 50. SMU 50, UCLA.
I get it. I'm just saying they're a blue blood that's won 6 in a row.
I'm going to take the points too. I'm just saying it's scary because they've covered big numbers against these teams, but they haven't exactly showed up against anything better than
we should talk about this though, because
they've not been good. North Carolina not been good as a dog either. To your points.
But here's the thing. I mean, if Duke was to lose this game now, obviously they could just cover. Louisville and Clemson didn't lose another game like I thought they would. So they're right on Duke's ass. So Duke needs to win this game just to get the 1 seed. So it makes it a little bit tricky in that regard, but I'm still on the heels in the points. I know this rivalry, you got to take the points every time. I feel like,
I guess I'd be surprised if they, get blown out here at home. I'll stick with the UNC. Kramer, you're locking in on UNC, right?
Yeah. Hate it.
Enjoy Duke. Discord.
Hubert Davis, a lot more losses to start his career as the head coach of North Carolina than Roy Williams. Yeah, worth noting. I don't know why. Why did you need to re-sign this man? What a racket. Oklahoma. Texas, another big rivalry, I'm told.
Oh, even bigger because the winner is going to go to the NCAA tournament. The loser's probably not.
What if both teams didn't go? Because neither team deserves to go. Austin,
no, put the whole
Texas,
SEC in.
The Minister of Culture will be there 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Texas -4 is what Colby's projecting.
Cash a nice Oklahoma money line against Missouri. That was awesome. Shout out to me.
I don't think you need to put these teams in the tournament. It's a hot take, but you don't need. You can't. I disagree with putting all the teams in. I know Colby's trolling, but you can't even put these teams in. Like
the problem is Oklahoma was fire in the non-con. They beat Arizona, they beat Louisville, they beat Michigan. So how do you keep them out, even though they were shitty in conference?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the weird thing where they leverage recency bias when it helps the argument, and then other times it's like, yeah, if all the good work you did was in November, I probably would dock it. I would hold that against you a little bit.
Well, Texas doesn't have that resume. That's why I think if I were the one, I would say Oklahoma gets the nod over Texas.
Oklahoma at least play. Yeah, to your point, Oklahoma at least played a non-con schedule. You look at Texas, joke, complete joke of a non-con.
Oklahoma's got some really good wins. There's no hiding that. You know what I mean? Like the Louisville's in second place. They might even be in first place if Duke loses in the ACC at Arizona. Even though I know that was in Maui or whatever, but
doesn't matter. You
or the Bahamas,
good non-con wins, but the conference schedule is just so bad. Anyway, what are we doing in this spot?
Oh man, I'm taking the points. This place is going to be lit as fuck though.
It's always you can always see Colby's tortured when he has to fade a lit environment.
You know why is because Oklahoma has been absolutely ass on the road this year. They are 1-7 in true away games. That's concerning.
The one is that they caught Arkansas they caught Arkansas basically. So
that was like a one possession game, I think, right?
Yeah, 3-point game sandwiched between Georgia and Kentucky. I think actually we need to take Texas here, Colby.
I think. Gosh, man, I think Oklahoma loses close though. They lose close. They lose close.
Let's ride or die with Porter Moser one more time before he gets fired.
I like Oklahoma here. This feels like a 1-score game. I just don't know. 4, 5 is probably like a key number there in college basketball.
Oklahoma is the better team. They're the better actual team. But
this will be a 1-score game. I feel good taking Oklahoma, and they might be live on the money line. Officially, what are you doing? Horns up or horns down?
Horns down. Give me Sooners in the points.
Will he Benedict this one?
Oh, of course.
Hours from now. Mac
for Texas, I don't think I've ever Benedict in favor of Texas.
Mac will have a cool stat. And he'll be like, "Oh wow, that's a good stat, Mac."
Yeah.
Let's head over to Waco, Texas.
Moneyline McIntosh. That's computing for me.
Baylor, Houston laying 7.5. You guys want to hop on the Houston train? It's a nice bandwagon.
Don't we do this dance every year, Ryan? Where you're like, no, Houston's a very good program. Look at these wins.
These are the losses this year.
Regular season.
Neutral site Auburn, neutral site Alabama in overtime, neutral site San Diego State. Shout out to our gals in overtime, and home against Texas Tech. Very good team in overtime. They've only lost one game in regulation.
No, they've been a machine. 6-2 ATS and
it was Auburn.
Yeah.
This is a big number though.
No, I'm agreeing with you. This is getting out there a little bit. I mean, Baylor is this big of a home dog. But Baylor has not been good as a dog. Kramer, how many times do you think Baylor is covered as a dog?
In conference or all season?
This season.
3 times.
0.
No shit.
0, 7, and 2. I think you got to take Houston, even though this number is going to be pretty big, projected to be 7.5 by Pick Dundee. Colby, what are you doing here?
I'm taking Baylor.
Sure.
Houston's already clinched. No one's even close to them, so we're good. They don't need that. They're the one seed.
Control here.
Yeah. They also have I wouldn't be surprised. They have a couple game time decisions, but I mean, like Walker, the guard, is a game time decision. But I think he's gonna. I bet you they probably sit him. But Baylor is playing themselves out of the NCAA tournament until a huge game like this. This is exactly the game you want, and Baylor is still 13-2 at home there at the Foster Pavilion. So and let me tell you, aside from last year, which the game was at Houston. Houston got them by 11. The other two matchups since they've Calvin Sampson's been at Houston have been a blowout by Baylor and then an overtime loss. So I think Scott Drew and Baylor know that they're in they're going to be in the tournament, but a win here really bumps up their seeding. So Baylor, I think you sprinkled the money line here.
No, but I'll take Baylor. Numbers too big.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I mean Colby laid out a lot. They're safely on the one.
Yeah,
they're in a weird spot actually. I don't believe they can,
situation spots.
They can't get above Duke or Auburn in terms of the seed line, and it's very unlikely they fall down. Like like they're kind of stuck as the number 3 overall seed in the country. Utah, BYU.
I'm on Baylor. I don't feel great about them.
Sean's new favorite team, heading to Provo, 7 p.m.
Jacked up. Shout out to Jacked Up Energy Drink.
Is this the Holy War? I don't want to be a fan, but I believe it's the Holy War. BYU laying a projected 14 points. Is this correct, Colby?
Oh my God. Projected, yes.
It's a very big number.
Well, especially in the first game back on January 18th, Utah won by 1 at the buzzer, if memory serves me correct. Utah's 1-8 on the road. Interim head coach. They just hired their head coach for next season today. Josh Eilert, though, I mean, you got to lay that. I mean, I think this is revenge. I think this is a C-note game, man. This is personal.
Oh, really? The Mormons do that, huh?
Yeah.
No, they really give him a cup of coffee.
Some strong lemonade.
Yeah, something to get him all worked up. Yeah, you get a couple minutes to soak. I'm with you. This BYU team's just awesome. I mean, I understand.
Duels.
I go dog here in a rivalry game. I mean, BYU obviously needs this, Colby, right? There's the revenge factor mitigates any sort of letdown, right? Or so we'd think.
I mean, it's just you lost the first game. Yeah, I think like this shit, especially with the interim head coach going on, like they just hired their coach today.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of like what's the buy-in in this room? Are they thinking about the portal? And then you have BYU who's in fuck you mode. So yeah,
I think BYU can still kind of scrap their way up. Maybe like they're right now on the 7-8 line. Like they finished the season strong. Maybe they can get themselves out of the position to play a 1 or 2 seed in the second round.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm in on BYU.
Lay it.
I'm gonna get a future at Circa for them to get to the Final Four because they could. It's a nice little 20-1 spot.
Are you ready? I'm very prepared to have my locks and dog here.
3 locks and a dog, Kramer. What do you got?
Missouri, lay the points.
What is that? 3.5.
3.5.
Okay.
Georgia, lay the 4.5. I'm not going to do no love letter, FYI. We're also going to take. Do I do a Friday lock or do I stick all Saturday locks? Let's go Arkansas. Lay the 2.5.
Okay.
All SEC locks, and then dog. Big dog. UNC money line.
Oh my God.
That's how that rivalry works.
Yeah, probably something to that. I liked a lot of what you were tossing out there, Kramer, but
close to being a lock was Indiana.
Indiana -1.5. Lock it up for me.
I did there. Stepped in front.
Colby, how strong do we feel about Boise State? Is that a lock or?
I feel pretty strongly about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Colorado State.
Big number.
Been frisky. I do like Arkansas as well. I'll go Boise State -5.5 and UNLV +11.5. I like what I've seen out of them. 11.5 is just too much for my money line dog. Arizona, Alabama. Ooh, Alabama. It's a nice juicy money line.
Oh, you don't want that one though.
Yeah,
They're not winning. This Auburn team's really good.
I'll do Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma. One more for the road. Boomer Sooners. Colby, what do you got?
Let's lock up the love letter.
No,
Kansas?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Minus 2.5.
You don't
it gets
have to
home.
lock up Kansas, Colby.
I'm also locking up Boise State. And I'm also locking up Missouri against Kentucky.
Yeah. Colby, good copycat there.
Sorry, wait, what did you have?
He has Boise State laying
Boise
the points.
Okay.
Missouri. So I'm starting to think this is a
Colby
Sean problem. I hear all these spreads.
No, I was filling out some of this shit.
The money line is the Baylor Bears. The Baylor Bears.
Wow.
This time you actually went out of your way to give me the actual
nice
numbers, and there was no issue. Do we do a money line round robin? UNC, Oklahoma, Baylor.
That feels cute.
Oh, okay.
Why not just why not just go UNC Baylor?
No, you don't like Oklahoma?
Actually, no, I'm not fading Houston on the money line. I'll do UNC Oklahoma. Only that though, not the full round. Actually, no. UNLV UNC. That's the money line.
Ooh. Yeah,
legs.
UNLV could be live.
2 legs.
Colby, so that's yours.
Wyoming almost beat them at the pit.
UNLV,
They're 100%
UNC.
live.
I'm gonna do. Give me Oklahoma UNLV. Colby, do you have a parlay?
Yes.
Money lines?
Let's go with Baylor, Purdue.
Yeah, I don't.
Ooh,
this is really freaky.
all right. That's for the freaks.
Both schools with controversial backgrounds when it comes to freaking. All right. I might have made up the Purdue one, but we all know what Baylor got into. You want to talk some conference tourneys? We got 3 to talk about, and then no big deal. There's still a million next week that start. But first up, we got the America. So I'm pretty sure this used to be the American East. Now it's the America East. Maybe.
I was. I think maybe it was always America East, but I don't know. Like I the same thing caught me. I don't know if it was this year. I think it was last year.
I don't know why I noticed it. Maybe it does seem like there's a new-ish logo or a slight change to the logo. Anyway, we got relatively standard issued 8-team tourney, although they do reseed. So, and campus sites, right?
Yes. Which obviously, and this tournament, you've seen some teams come out. Obviously, Vermont's been a blue blood in this conference, and UMBC, notorious for knocking off the Virginia Cavaliers. So,
KenPom has this as the 26th best conference, Sean, right ahead of the Patriot League, right behind the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. All right, beautiful. Let's go through these games. First up, these are all Saturday, noon on the West Coast. New Hampshire, the 7 seed, Vermont, the 2 seed.
Don't worry, I have the stapler sound effect ready to go.
You can play that for most of these games.
Vermont elite staplers historically.
14.5 point projected number for Vermont here. As Colby mentioned, one of the blue bloods, I noticed they're not quite as good this year as they have been, but they're on a heater, 5th longest win streak in the country at 9. Kind of one of our lessons, right? We're not going to get cute with these conference tournament games, and they played New Hampshire relatively recently, and in fact, both times they played 20-point victories. So let's not get cute. Lay the points.
Yeah, I'll take Vermont laying the big number. Colby, are you doing that?
All over laying it, man. Vermont's in fuck you mode. Yeah.
It's funny to think of Vermont in fuck you mode.
They, this is actually, I'm looking at this is the worst offensive team under Coach John Becker for Vermont.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, though, they've had injuries.
Yeah, but look at their look at the future prices. Getting ahead of ourselves. Normally, Vermont's like a massive favorite, and they're plus 230. Bryant's a favorite this year at minus 150.
Yeah, let's talk about Bryant. 1 p.m. on the West Coast. UMBC the 8 seed, Bryant the 1 seed. Bryant laying 16 according to Pick Dundee. As Sean mentioned, Bryant is the chalk in the conference this year. A little bit different. And, I would say the biggest thing that stands out is, unlike Vermont, who has a bottom 10 pace in the country or bottom 10 tempo, Bryant has a top 10 tempo, sitting at number 7 in the country, according to Ken Palm. So certainly potential for a Styles makes a fight championship. But in this game, Bryant, I assume, is just going to run UMBC out of the gym because they also like to play fast.
No, I love the Retrievers here. They just played back on February, middle of February. This was a 2-point game. I think UMBC is better than their record, and even the first time, I think it was like a 7 or 8 point game.
It was a 6-point game.
Yeah,
Ken Palm has this at 12. So if we're getting 16, I'm all.
You think Colby's numbers off?
No, not necessarily. I mean, Bryant, the future market shows it that they are coming in with a bunch of respect. It's on campus, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets this high. I think it'll be like a 10-point win for Bryant.
And like, to me, even if it is that number that you said, I would take the points here because we saw this tonight in the Patriot League. Teams that are not traditionally the hunted get that 1 seed. And damn if they, the 1 seed in the Patriot League, Bucknell almost lost today. They probably should have lost. They won in overtime, but Bryant, they're not used to being the 1 seed. Vermont's normally the 1 seed, and I think drawing UMBC actually didn't do them any favors. I think you take the points here all day.
Smithfield, Rhode Island, where Bryant resides, is only 14.5 miles from Providence, Sean.
Ooh.
FYI. I know you're big.
Shout out to Providence just getting their ass kicked by DePaul at home. Pretty embarrassing.
I'll take Bryant.
All right. You like a good chalky play here for these first round
I'd say
games.
you've been not very good with these games.
No, so that's why I'm trusting you guys, the experts. I'm a regular season guy until we get to the big conference.
2 p.m. 2 p.m. on the West Coast.
Well, and I got my fan ties to CSUN and Lehigh. My heart lies there, but it's not sharp handicapping.
UMass Lowell, the 6 seed Maine, the 3 seed Maine. Pick Dundee has laying 5.5. I made some money on UMass Lowell the other day. It was a little bit of an accident. No, actually, I'm sorry. I lost money on them. I bet on them by accident against Maine. Another one of these situations, Sean, where we just watched this game. And now that was a 1-point game, I believe. I believe the first time they played, it was a 1-point game in overtime. And now
it's a baby fucking
you got to lay that big
man.
number with Maine. I told myself not going to be stupid with these. UMass Lowell.
I'm with you. I'm with you too on Lowell. Mincy and Somerville are good guards. They kind of were ass this year, but the roster, like, they're more talented than their final record. So give me the Riverhawks.
And I'm an idiot. They lost by 1. I covered my 1.5. UMass Lowell.
Wait, what?
It was a journey. I accidentally bet on UMass Lowell the other day against Maine. They lost the game, but they covered the 1.5. And
he was trying to bet on UMass, and he bet on Lowell.
No, honestly, I wasn't trying to do any of those things. I just clicked the wrong button, and I was in a rush. This is why you got to turn off the 1-click bets sometimes.
I'll highlight this. I'm also with you guys on Maine. Maine, number 1 in the conference at shooting the 3 ball. UMass Lowell, number 8 in the conference at defending the 3 ball. There are only 9 teams, so good advantage here for Maine. and obviously the home court as well. So I'm with you guys. Give us
You're not with me. I'm on UMass Lowell.
Okay.
Catching the points.
I'm on UMass Lowell as well.
Because both times they played, it's a 1-point game.
Glad to see you're paying attention over there.
Colby, you gotta say
I'm
the spread better.
I'm
You gotta
reading-
say the spread better. Cole,
I'm reading the chat.
Place your bets, please.
I'm reading the chat. I'm interacting with the chat.
I saw Matty J talking about blackjack earlier. Any chance he distracted you and you're off gallivanting on a VIP table with him? And he did. I don't know if he slid into your Discord DMs. He hit another crazy same game.
Oh yeah, I mean shout out to Matty J.
You know I'm a
Legend.
degenerate.
He's on a heater. Shout out to the Eagles as well. Go Birds, baby.
18 legs. Binghamton, the 5 seed. Albany, the 4 seed. Who was the Albany quarterback that had that sick basketball mixtape?
Reese Poffenberger.
Yeah, Poffenberger.
Wait, he transferred somewhere. He's in like the AAC or something this year. Where did he transfer to? He was at Miami last year. He transferred to somewhere else this year.
Miami, and then
I was thinking like Tulsa. Is it Tulsa?
It seems like North Texas. He's gonna
North Texas.
Well, no.
Yes.
Miami last year. He'll be on North Texas next year. Anyway, he does not play for the basketball program, so moot point. Regardless, 6.5 point projected number for Colby for Albany. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Which side are you on here, Colby?
Yeah, this is probably going to be. I'm going to take Binghamton in the points. They just lost on a crazy buzzer beater. They've been hot towards the second half of the season. Albany's also looked good as well. This is the best game I think of the 4. But give me Binghamton in the points. I think it's a 1 possession game.
Binghamton beat them at their place back on February 1st.
I'll take Binghamton as well. I'm with Colby. I think you look at the advanced numbers. Binghamton's defense good enough to keep them in this game. It's not like Albany's offense is amazing, so I'll take Binghamton and the points. Kramer?
Yes, I'm with you guys. What's the number?
6.5.
Yeah.
Pick Dundee special. Let's go.
Pick Dundee special. All right. So yeah, that's it. We got some tourney future odds. Bryant -150, Vermont +230, Maine, the Black Bears +750, Albany.
The Albany Great Danes logo is hilarious.
Great. It's a great. I mean, at least we have a Great Dane. 20-1. UMass Lowell.
I mean, how many cats are in this fucking thing? We got the Vermont Catamounts, the Maine Black Bears, but it looks like a cat. And then you got the the Binghamton Wildcats. We got 2 Wildcats. Colby, is this accurate?
I got a recommendation for.
How can you have what 8 teams, 9 teams?
But at least we have the Retrievers and the Chesapeake Retrievers and the Great Danes.
I would make a suggestion to Maine to maybe look at the bear that Northern Colorado uses. It's a much more fierce looking bear. Also, calling
hold on, and they have 3 dogs, 4 cats, and 1 bird.
What's a catamount? Like a monkey?
No, it's
and the bird is kind of bullshit too. A river hawk, just a fucking hawk. You're a hawk.
Yeah, it's lame. It's like a Seahawk, but it sticks to rivers.
So what is a catamount? Do we know?
It's a mountain lion, right?
Is it?
That's what the chat say.
Yeah, look at that's a mountain lion.
The mascot is named Rally Cat, a fuzzy feline who appears on the sidelines of games. Okay, understood. It's a cat. All right, so. Yeah, and then UMBC 120-1, New Hampshire 180-1.
According to Mac, courtesy of Go Beavs, New Hampshire is live. Colby, do you share that assessment? 180-1?
No, I don't.
To win this tournament?
I assume that's what he's talking about.
I mean, they play Vermont.
No, they're not winning.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes Mac can't get them all right, you know.
Kramer, what are you doing? You got any futures here?
Well, don't we just Vermont seems to have figured some shit out, right?
I think that Vermont, because of the history and the price at +230, I think we're getting a discount on Vermont.
The only thing is they'd have to go to Bryant, a place where they got beat by 20 points. It's the only thing.
Yeah, but I don't think they're scared of Bryant. Yeah, I think you're probably getting a decent price here, plus 230.
What
Colby,
if
are you doing?
UMBC beats Bryant? It was a 2-point game at Bryant last time they played.
Yeah, I think you just take Vermont here. Don't get cute.
Yeah. I'm Vermont 230. Let's go.
Yep.
And so no long shots. We could take a hedge. On
You know what?
Hampshire
I'll take a
181.
long shot on Lowell 2200.
Oh yeah, I like that actually. Wait,
Lowell is 50 to 1. Colby.
no, I think he mistyped it on the. Hold on, I got you, Colby. It's 22 to 1, right? Let me pull it back up. Yeah. I'm with you. I'll grab a piece of Lowell. Ever since I accidentally bet on them, I've been really following the program closely.
Yeah, I will take New Hampshire because then I'm pulling the Kramer. Either way, I got one. I got one future coming out of that game. Either it's Vermont or New Hampshire.
Hopefully, it's Vermont. It's a much better outcome.
Well, hopefully. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you have a chance to win, not just to talk about your CLV.
New Hampshire could get hot.
All right,
180 to 1.
Let's head over. Wait, so all right, so we're good on the AE as they call it.
Yep.
All right, let's Big Sky. Shout out to the Big Sky. I'm gonna guess that Colby not a big fan of this conference tournament here.
They're throwing in some bullshit.
Look at all these convenient buys.
Yeah, and honestly, what's up? What's up, Colby?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
fire.
All right, so let's break down the only games we can talk about. I left off the games that aren't being played until Monday. Like, it's not just 2 days in advance, 3 days. So we're just going to talk about Sacramento State, the 10 seed, Weber State, the 9 seed. Fair to say this is one of our favorite FCS conferences. Weber State projected to be laying 5 here on the hardwood. And all these games are being played in Boise in the beautiful what's the elevation up there again?
Starch Madness.
Not all these programs are used to that kind of
Boise 2,700 feet.
brisk air. That's half a mile. Sean.
Yeah.
Weber State laying 5. Colby, what are we doing?
I'm taking Sac State.
Okay.
Weber State's been the biggest disappointment in this conference. I know Sac State's been asked, but they've been so bad. And you look at the last time they played, Sac State actually beat them. I think it gives them a confidence. Sac State hasn't won many games this year. There's 7 wins all year, but they got Weber. Weber's a candy ass team. They're going to Boise, which I imagine is closer for them. But still,
Pacific all
they
over
have
again.
50 million. This was the FCS program that had allegedly raised all that money and was going to hire Michael Vick.
Yeah.
50 mil.
Well, they
You're
hired
the 10
Brendan
seed.
Marion.
You're the 10 seed in the Big Sky. Come on. Where's all that money going?
Football.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm with you. Give
I'll
me
take
Sacramento
Sac State.
Eastern Washington.
Weber State shouldn't be laying points against anyone. It's just that simple.
Also a good way to so I've really enjoyed listening to NFL football, like NFL guys say Tyler Show or Tyler So. It's a ball knower thing that much like Weber State. When you hear someone say Weber State, it's like, oh, you just don't watch.
Well, I think on that FCS football, the F line video, which we tweeted out. If you missed yesterday's episode at Gambling Podcast, tweeted out the video. Great video. But she pronounces it incorrectly.
Well, yeah, she's a hot chick voiceover.
It made it funnier though.
Yeah.
It made it funnier by her doing that.
I couldn't have written that.
Yeah.
Well,
mispronounced.
It's just
Weber
like
State.
Degens only. You can't write that stuff.
Hashtag Degens only.
Like you could have never imagined someone would pronounce it that way. Although that's probably the proper phonetic pronunciation.
Yeah, and people call it Degens. Like I've heard all variations.
Yeah, because you do want to get that long E in there. Anyway, Eastern Washington, the 8 seed at Northern Arizona, the 7 seed, 1.5 point spread for the 7 seed. Colby.
Lumberjacks. Eastern Washington been asked this year. I bet this exact game a couple weeks back. Lumberjacks blew them out. Trent McLaughlin. Dog.
This is insane. Eastern Washington 11 percentage points better at the line, and you're telling me the spread is 1.5, and you're taking the team that can't hit a free throw to save their life.
Well,
enjoy your 1 point victory, Colby, because that's what's.
They're also 324th in defense, also 308th in offensive rebounding, 350th in actual rebounding.
It's a bad conference. Worth
pointing
out.
Jack's
then
get
why
it done.
are they only getting 1.5 points, Colby? Is this as
because they'll have the crowd a little bit.
Listens to the line. The line's telling you something. Is the line not telling you anything here?
No, they phoned it in here. These teams, no, they don't give a shit about these teams. Look, what Eastern Washington's close to that Idaho border. They're gonna have a little bit of the crowd they're thinking in Boise. NAU's putting the kibosh on that nonsense.
Kramer, break the tie. What are you doing?
I'm just double checking with AI to see if Trent is related to Sarah. Didn't know if big into that folk singing or whatever she was into back in the day. Northern Arizona, lay the points. Ken Pom has him on the all conference team.
And just got a nice super chat here. And it looks like it's coming from Euros. So awesome there. Red wine time saying, see you guys in Vegas. We are all cashing tickets at the window. First half unders, LFG. Well, thank you for the super chat. Always appreciate a couple shekels. Obviously, get your first half unders t-shirt over on the store. Promo code madness and sign up for the party so we can hang out in person. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. If you can't make it out, you can still get the $250 future.
So also, when someone approaches you and says, "Hey, are we doing first half overs this year?" Because everyone's on. Just tell them it's a personal question. Move on. That person, you don't need that person in your life.
Sorry, Kramer, I got sidetracked with the chat. What
Northern Arizona is my play because I'm on Sarah McLaughlin's kid, Trent McLaughlin.
Really?
Yeah. I actually found out they're not related. So, all right, Big Sky odds. Northern Colorado plus 180, Montana plus 270. The Grizzlies, Portland State plus 425, Montana State plus 700, Idaho State, the Bengals plus 850, Idaho 19-1, Northern Arizona 35-1, Weber State 65-1, Eastern Washington 75-1, and Sacramento State 300-1. Look at the logo for the Northern Colorado Bears. That's a bear. Right? That's what the black bear should be used. Although, why call yourself out for being a pussy bear? Just be the Bears. Don't be a black bear. All right, what are we doing here, Colby? Sac State 300-1.
No, but I did send you a video of check your text on the Portland State coach because I think we might have to get a future on Portland State. Plus 425. I was coming into it. Montana's my play before this. Montana's been a darling of mine all year. But
number one in the conference defense. I always look to these teams that do well in conference defense as some surprise value.
Yeah, and they're if you get what I sent you there, buddy?
I'm working on it. Everything.
Okay,
you're creating problems for me, right?
Well, I mean, look, Northern Colorado, Montana. I think there's a decent gap there. Portland State would be the only team to really be in that mix. That I think
Crackhead Gambler does like Montana. If that impacts your handicap, Colby.
No, it actually. I'm even more down on Montana plus 270. Super experienced team, good pedigree, great. They were chipping the non-con. Yeah, I mean, look, Northern Colorado, Montana split in the regular season, so this is why it's so key. Who would have the crowd in Boise? I tend to think Montana would, but
it's right there.
Yeah, I just feel like their fans are a little bit more passionate about sport.
Oh yes, this is a great. This is great. The coach grabs the mic. This is after the game, right?
Yeah. They just
up, man.
Yeah, they just got a huge win, and this is in the past couple days. So yeah, I mean, fantastic. We got to take Portland State now.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, Colby. It's the audio's tough to hear, but what is he saying?
Yeah, my apologies. I thought it sounded better. It says we're tough, we're physical, and we're fucking coming for you.
Yeah. Also, shout out. There's a secret Santa right behind him. The ref there looks like a Santa, off-season Santa. How is his beard so white and the rest of it's not? And then the best part is he curses, and then he like does a reaction like, "Oh my god, I shouldn't have cursed."
What's this guy doing?
Oh, that's Chip Kelly. He's recruiting. Have you not seen Chip Kelly's latest headshot? Vegas buffets are excited about the Chip Kelly era.
He's got a little grab bag there.
Yeah, some snacks for the road. Yeah, I packed my own snacks for the stadium.
That sucks. I thought my apology. I thought the audio was better.
No, it's really it's kind of tough to hear. But I'm with you. Portland State is the play. Anything else you doing, Colby?
Montana and Portland State. There's no value on the. Let me see the bracket again. Go back to the bracket, Kramer.
You see, he's there's a bit live Benedict happening right now. So Portland State has Idaho and is in the Montana bracket.
No, Montana's
What do you mean, Grizzly and Portland State? They're both on the bottom half of the bracket.
If you're looking for a long shot,
I'm listening.
Oh, Montana needs to play one more game than Portland State.
No. They're just offset.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It's just
kind of weird.
Yeah, but they play a day early. It's this structure is strange.
if you're looking for a long shot,
I'm listening.
maybe Idaho State.
Whoa.
I think they're better than Montana State. So I think they're going to get Montana State. That means then if somebody upsets Northern Colorado, or it could be them, then that puts them in the championship game. But I love the south side of that bracket with Montana I think Montana is the best team in this conference, but Northern Colorado is really good too, but Portland State, obviously with the coach, we like that, but I'm looking for who's the best team in that top of the bracket besides Northern Colorado. I think it's Idaho State. So I think we go Grizz, Portland State, Idaho State.
Wow. Taking 3 out of the top 4 teams.
Idaho State's the 4 seed?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what he's doing here, Sean? He's
Never mind. Take Idaho State out of here. I thought they were the 5.
No, I'm not. Idaho State's only 7-1. To me, it's just Portland State. Kramer, what are you doing?
Just Montana. Single shot.
Single bullet takedown with the Grizz.
All right, last conference, Southland. Shout out to the Southland Conference. Also, not a particularly good conference.
No, it's way up this year, dude.
Oh, what are we doing here?
This conference is way better than it's been in years past. Like leaps beyond what it used to be.
Still the 21st best conference, one step ahead of the Big Sky, one step behind the Horizon League. Oh, you're right though. They're very close to the Sun Belt. A lot of this has to do with the man you heard at the top of the episode, Mr. Will Wade, and the McNeese. Can they make what if they lose in the tournament? Are they making the tournament? If they lose in their conference tournament, do they still get in?
That's a very good question because the non-con, what's their best win? They lost a lot in the non-con. I think they need to win their tournament, dude.
Best win is North Texas or maybe Biblical Studies.
College of Biblical Studies.
They dominated Biblical Studies.
The Ambassadors, right? Aren't they the Ambassadors?
Yes, they are the Ambassadors, and the conference tournament is being played in their
Lake Charles
hometown, which is where McNeese is, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you're the 1 seed. You're host. I assume this is being played at their home stadium.
I believe so.
And it's brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Very confusing for Lake Charles, Louisiana. They're also using the Tong method of tournament style that we see more popular now. McNeese and Lamar getting the double bye right into the semifinals. Yeah, this one. I mean, you're not going to like the answer when we get to the end of this one, but McNeese will be. I don't know how you play anything but McNeese here, but we have.
Don't you play Lamar at plus 850 just because they have a double bye?
What's the spread going to be though, Colby? I mean, it's going to be a massive.
Actually, man, that game was chippy. They played just recently ago. No, they played really like what they played. It was 68-66 game. Now that was in Beaumont, but there was a dust up after the game.
Oh, you're sorry, 2-point game.
It's a little dust up.
I'm with Sean. Take that 850, and also take the Nazis. Nichols is a decent team.
Why do we call them the Nazis?
Oh, I mean, you don't see their logo there. Do I gotta?
Oh, what do we need to pull up?
Hold on, let me see if I can quickly help you out here.
Let's see.
Here you go. I got you.
We got it here. What's the? Oh my
god!
Oh my god! Is that M Bison?
Hang on, I got a better one for you.
Of the Colonel's logo.
I got a better one for you.
I mean, come on. It's black and red.
What about this one?
Swastika bullshit.
What about this one here?
What is
fuck these fascists?
Add mine. Get out of here.
Take your National Socialism. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's a happy Nazi. Fuck those guys.
What is that?
It's a colonel.
Someone who's about to get fucking their ass kicked in World War II. That's who it is.
This is like one of those like future like dystopian.
How does no one say like, "Hey guys, pretty Nazi looking, huh?"
Where is Nichols?
In Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Switch?
Yeah,
Louisiana. They have gray people in Louisiana.
Yeah. Well, you survive on beignets and fucking hurricanes. You don't see the sun much. You spend your life on a swamp boat. You might start looking a little gray.
I think the Nazis are live a little bit here. I think it's worth a sprinkle on the Nazis here.
I cannot add a principle. I'm not touching the Nazis.
They did
except
win.
To strangle them. Fucking cowards.
Well, I mean, the Nazis did beat. They did win. Did they not win a game? Yeah, Nichols beat McNeese.
They didn't beat anyone. They beat the Polacks, but come on.
Well, they did beat McNeese back on February 1st, also.
And they beat France a while ago. So I mean, you got.
I was gonna say they beat a lot of the European countries.
Yeah,
pistol whipped some of them.
Those were not quad one wins for the Nazis. I mean, let's be honest. If Nazis are on the bubble, I mean, once Nazis went up in competition, once they started facing America, Russia.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a great home dog, Russia. Good luck in fucking stop. Good luck invading Russia during the winter. U.S. scrappy 1 seed on the road covering the number.
All these European countries are mid majors. I like that.
Yeah, we're the middle. We're a red, white, and blue blood, and we went over there and fucked you guys up.
Sean,
massive favorites and covered the number.
Sean, the chat.
While we had a back-to-back over in in the Battle of Midway and taking care of the Japanese. Yeah, regular season you surprised us at Pearl Harbor, but we got you in tournament time. You're welcome.
Sean,
Japan in this analogy.
Japan is like, I'm trying to think. It's like one of those
Hawaii.
Yeah, they surprised the team. It was a look ahead spot for United States. They didn't see it coming.
They're good. Yeah, it's a tricky one because they're both advanced, technological, and scrappy for their size, but they also got absolutely destroyed that year.
Yeah. Sean, the chat says, please take this shit serious. 2 hours of nonsense.
Yeah.
Who says that?
He's Mig says we got to take this more serious.
No, I am serious. You think I'm serious about? You could.
He's
argue,
not taking the Nazis. He's not taking the Nazis.
Yeah, you could argue fucking killing Nazis is the most serious business this country's ever been involved in. So Mig, you're probably living in a country that, if you're living in America, any of these countries, you should be thankful we had some serious business back in back in 1942 of extinguishing these fucking piece of shit Nazis.
I think he's.
You want to talk about nonsense?
So
I mean, we had no nonsense with this, with these Nazis, all right?
There wouldn't be a Sister Jean if we hadn't went over and fucked up those piece of shit crowds.
That's very true. Turns out that the Nichols is the Colonels because that's the highest rank in ROTC.
Oh, shout out to the Air Force. Aim high. I'm still not on the Colonels. To me, it's an easy play. Just Lamar. They have the double bye and they're plus 850. That's my handicap. Kramer, what are you doing?
Yeah, just McNeese, obviously.
Minus 500 favorite.
Real quick,
Miggs here for sport facts. Well, sport facts. Nazis 0-1 against America.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean Germany. You know, they came in World War I, cocky as shit, got their ass kicked. Then they thought, oh, rebuilding year, we'll run it back. 1939 got off to a decently hot start, but again, they were mowing down inferior competition.
Got a few transfer portal gets out there that people thought, they didn't have a good team, but they
just, media was hyping them up. Oh, you don't want to see these Nazis in the first round. Fucked them up. You're welcome, Mig. USA.
I'm here to hear sport fact. Sport, not sports. Sport.
Is this guy AI?
I was just gonna say. I think we could be seeing the low bar of the youth of America and their inability to have.
Mig, let me know what country you're in, because it seems like
I'm gonna guess Philippines.
It seems like English isn't your first language, which is totally fine. I mean, you have the choice of speaking English or other language, thanks to America and their dominance of the fucking Nazis.
It's
called freedom. You're welcome.
Yes.
A big fan of freedom fries. You guys ever get freedom fries?
No, I like the French ones better. French fries.
Mig, we gave out you 2 hours just straight.
Joe DiMaggio, Jackie Robinson. You want to talk about real American heroes? They stopped playing baseball to go kill Krauts.
Buddy Ryan was over there. Yeah.
Apparently, Jack Dempsey killed a bunch of the boxer. I believe he was. Killed. Yeah,
there were a couple sports figures that were also awesome veterans. So shout out to everyone who served and continue to serve this great nation. Mig, please let me know what country you're from. I promise not to make fun.
Based on my interactions with people in the digital horse streets, I'm gonna guess somewhere in Southeast Asia.
No, maybe he is. Maybe he's hopping in, doesn't realize.
Oh, let me tell you, Sean.
We have fun here on the.
When they figure out our show, they're very degenerate down there. I would argue that Southeast Asia has much more degenerate gambling activities going on.
I would argue that Chuck Bednarik and Sid Luckman and Bulldog Turner went into World War II and dominated. Maybe the greatest win of their fucking career.
This guy wants to know about Drake's Southern Illinois now. Maybe if you tell us where you're from, we'll Colby will let you know what he thinks about the Drake game. Houston Christian, the 8 seed. This game is on Sunday, 3 p.m. Again, it's in Lake Charles, the home of McNeese. All right, so Houston Christian, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, who we've seen a couple years in the tournament. Colby, they're the 5 seed, laying 5.5 according to you.
The Islanders.
They got a weird like teal color scheme, right?
One of my favorite bits, guys, is what Houston Christian does. Do you know their football stadium? It's in the middle of a CVS.
Wait, what?
Can you pull up their football stadium, Kramer? They have a CVS. Just type in CVS Houston Christian Football Stadium. And it's one of the greatest things ever.
Okay.
If you're a little bored, you can do some shopping in the middle of the game, but Houston Christian, they're thinkers. All right. Tell the wife to go shop CVS. Yeah, I'll take the points here. This was a 6-point game back on February 17th.
Yeah, I mean Texas A&M Corpus Christi. This is insane. We found it. 363rd in the nation in free throw percentage. 62.6.
There are some videos.
So they're right next to the CVS.
They built the CVS in here, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Colby, the video, like the chancellor or someone is highlighting how it's bringing great profits to the university.
Oh, dude, we played a video.
The CBS.
We played a video on the TCE show of like someone's being interviewed, but like it looks like you could throw a football. It's like a midfield. It looks like you could like if the ball goes a little far on if you ever throw a pass in the end zone, you're hitting people coming out of a CVS.
Stop by the game, pick up some stomach medicine.
This is actually a better image. Hold on. You can really see it because it's from the crowd vantage point. Here, let me put it on the screen. And you can see like, oh, okay, this is. I see. People
love convenience. Do they? Oh, that is hilarious.
It's right there.
You catch a little of the game while you're going through the drive-through pharmacy.
That's just gold, dude.
Take down the fence.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's a privacy concern with the pharmacy.
Yeah, get some vagrants wandering on the field.
Why is my wife picking up antibiotics at the pharmacy? Oh no,
dude, that's like
how'd she get that UTI? I was just
like
watching some college football here.
You remember when Pam Oliver got hit in the face? Like if a ball gets thrown like that thing is going over that fence.
Yeah, it's a shame they still force her to go out there and talk into a camera.
Shout out,
not humane.
Shout out to One Snap Bovine. Hey, Sean and company. Much love from Ontario, Canada. Hats off to you. And yeah, we do ship merch. A merch store does ship to Canada, and we got a bunch of great listeners from the Canada area, including Vikings fan Kyle. I saw him in the chat earlier. Love me some Canadians. So hats off to you guys.
When you were saying UTI earlier, I thought you could have made a great UTRGV.
Oh, there. Yeah. What happened?
It is a Southland team, I believe. So it would have been very fitting. All right. So you guys are on Houston Christian.
Yeah.
Lay the points.
You're crazy.
Incarnate Ward. Shout out to Cam Ward.
Is he going to show up to this game?
No. I think he's moved on. He's got bigger fish to fry. Like figuring out where he's going to live, New York or New Jersey. Southeastern, the 6th seed. Southeastern laying 2.5. Colby. What are we doing?
We load up on Southeastern. Southeastern's lost 3 in a row, but they're a good team. 8-4 at home. You don't walk into the Legacy Center bringing this bullshit. You know what I mean? All over, and this crowd will be there. Been to that campus. It's right in this nice little neighborhood. They're going to be ready for this one. They're going to be there. This place will be lit. Give me the Lions.
I'll trust Colby's handicap on this. I'm not taking Incarnate Ward.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is in Lake Charles, by the way, but they'll still have the crowd.
Yeah. It's a neutral, but I was gonna. Southeastern should have the crowd. To Colby's point, I'm with you. Give me Southeastern laying the 2.5.
I mean, I did enjoy how he started the handicap, saying they've lost 3 in a row. You can extend it to say they've lost 4 out of 5. Are you really going to you're really going to fade Incarnate Ward here?
I feel pretty good about it.
MIG in the chat pointing out Southeastern Louisiana sucks. Well, yeah, I mean, so does Incarnate Ward.
But they beat Incarnate Ward twice. So let me stick to my trend.
Yeah.
Southeastern Louisiana.
So enjoy Incarnate Ward, chat.
And then to recap, McNeese minus 500. Love that price. Love that.
For me, give me Lamar plus 850. Double buy and you give me plus 850. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Colby on Nichols.
5 of the teams,
which is problematic.
No. I'm on Lamar and Nichols. All right. Yeah, I sprinkled the Nazis, and then went with Lamar. Let's go. A little dust up.
Let's go, baby. Man, one episode, 2 hours and 12 minutes of nonstop college basketball. If you want more college basketball, I know you do.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Not only do they have a Nazi mascot, but their baseball stadium is called Ray Didier Field.
Wow.
You don't want to have something Didier right now.
No, I mean, come on.
Get that thing changed ASAP.
Yeah. Who are they aligning with?
Didier. I don't want anything Didier in my house.
No.
What's a Didier stadium?
Hey, tune in to VEASAN show tonight, 8 o'clock if you're listening to this on a Friday, and large chance you are.
It's Friday most places right
8
now.
o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock East. We got Colby, man, in the box. We got a little UFC. Some NBA, so a big weekend of picks to get down on, some fun futures. Of course, promo code Madness, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. RSVP to our Vegas party with Rhythm and a $250 future. What more could you ask for? MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN, Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. Of course, subscribe to the College Experience wherever you get your pods, and of course,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
One moment, please. Last thing I'll say on this, but there was an article published in 2009 where a number of alumni of Nicholls State felt that they needed to change this logo because it too closely resembled a soldier from Adolf Hitler's Third Reich a member of the Soviet Red Army. And they raised $30,000 to get it rebranded. Is this the new one? Was there a more offensive version? Oh man, we'll have to deep dive this later. This is excellent.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean Second Money Green. He's Ryan
Fade Nichols.
Kramer. Let it ride.